Hello and welcome back to our software topic. In this video we're going to be talking about types of software. Now we have looked at on our previous videos that software can be programming software, utility software or application software. Application software is the software which helps us to do tasks and the one which we are by far and away most familiar with. Application software needs to be able to have been got from somewhere, put on that computer for us to use. How we get that software is found below. Sometimes we can use application software which is absolutely free, and this would be seen as open source software. We have freeware. We have shareware, which involves a penalty of some sort, which we'll talk about shortly. And eventually we can come up to the far end, which is off-the-shelf software, which has to be bought in its entirety before we can use it. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about each of these and how they differ. The first one is open source software. Open source software is free to use, there's no payment, and in fact it goes further than that. We can even go and look at the source code of what actually makes up that particular application software. We can even edit that source code to be able to study it, to change it, even to improve upon it. Many source code is done through collaboration, so there are a group of people working together to improve that particular open source. The one agreement is that any improvements on open source needs to be shared with the community and that it must not be sold. So open source is a really good one. It's in terms of being able to get it for free. Freeware is free of charge. Very similar to open source, but we can't go and edit the code here. But it is free. We can download it off the internet. And I suppose the downside is that with freeware we get adware with it. So you're going to get adverts with this particular type of software we buy. So also in conjunction with that, if we have this application software which is freeware, the idea is we're not going to get the best support. We can't necessarily go on and ring somebody up, for example. We might be able to email the programmer or to get some response by email. The help menus might not be so good, but there may be websites related to whatever the application software is where we can ask questions and even go on to forums. So freeware, it is free, but adverts come with it, and we might not get the best support for that. Shareware is where, again, we can use this application software for free, but it's only for a period of time, say 30 days. After those 30 days, we are expected to either buy it in full or to uninstall it. You may find that after the trial period that things may be not allowed to be used anymore. So some features may be restricted, or we may get what's called our nag screens, where it will pop up every time we're using it or after a period of time asking us to actually buy the software. So shareware is free, but only for a period of time, and then we may lose features or we may be continually asked if we want to buy it. Finally, off the shelf is what we would go and buy in the shop. So we go into a shop, we want to buy some actual application software. What we may find, say in Office, we could buy a Word application software or Excel, but it's a lot easier if we buy a bundle of them, if we buy what is called an Office suite. So for example, we can go into, say, Office Works, and we could get Microsoft Office, which would include Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and maybe one or two more. That would be more expensive, but nevertheless more economical if we want to use all of those. So we could get an Office suite. When we actually buy an off-the-shelf application or an Office suite, we're not actually buying the right to actually have that software, we're buying the right to use it. And some of the rights we're allowed to do is to go and make a backup copy just in case the original does get damaged. So there we have the types of software. If we want to get some application software, we may be lucky. We may be able to get some open source software which is free, and if we knew a lot of computing skills, we could even edit the source code. Freeware, it's free, but adware comes with it. Shareware, that's also free, but for a certain period of time, and then we are expected to either buy it or uninstall it, say after 30 days. And finally, off the shelf is a type of software where we actually have to go in and buy it before we can use it. So thanks for watching our topic on types of software. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.